Here's an editorial from Daytona Beach online news. I'd like to read this to you. It was published yesterday, and basically it starts out like this. This country does not torture, White House Press Secretary Dana Perino told reporters on Thursday morning. It was a blatant lie from an out-of-control White House seeking cover from news reports that it had secretly invented legal justification to continue torturing captives. This White House has transformed the Justice Department into charlatanry of legal cover for illegal means, a White House that tells the public, as Perino did on Thursday, that it is a policy of the United States that we do not torture, while it shops for torture methods in Egypt and Saudi Arabia, secretly stashes prisoners in old Soviet prisons, and orders CIA interrogators to head-slap prisoners, fake executing them by drowning, starve them, shackle them naked and wet in frigid cells, deafen them with ceaseless blaring rock music 24/7 without a break for weeks on end, all the while calling the torture justified and legal, because in the view of this White House, it isn't conduct that shocks the conscience. The lies alone should shock the conscience. The means by which the Bush administration secretly slithered around its own public pronouncements against torture should revolt the conscience. These are the sorts of things: brutalizing prisoners, keeping them in secret dungeons, eliminating their existence in the eyes of all laws and conventions, that the United States has spent more than 2 centuries denouncing. These are the sorts of things the United States now does with presidential approval. James Comey, Deputy Attorney General in the Justice Department from the end of 2003 to August 2005, opposed the legal reasoning, endorsing the depravity in the name of national security. He told Justice Department colleagues, according to the New York Times, that they should all be ashamed when the world finally finds out. Well, and now, of course, the world has found out. The world had a good idea of the Bush administration's Nixonian relationship with the truth, beginning in the days of imaginary WMDs, and the world got a good idea of the administration's penchant for modes and decrees once the province of totalitarian regimes. The concentration camp at Guantanamo, the torture scandal at Abu Ghraib, the secret black site prisons in Thailand, North Africa, Iraq, Afghanistan, and somewhere else in Eastern Europe. The domestic spying program on Americans' phone calls and internet communications. On Thursday, the world learned even more of the breadths of the administration's lawlessness, inventing secret legal justification to continue doing what it publicly said it didn't do. The Times, in a 4,000-word expose, documents how, despite publicly renouncing torture in 2004, the administration, though newly minted, through newly minted Attorney General Alberto Gonzales, machinated a secret opinion out of the Justice Department, an expansive endorsement of the harshest interrogation techniques ever used by the Central Intelligence Agency. The new opinion explicitly authorized torture in lurid combinations. Later that year, as Congress moved towards outlawing cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment, the Justice Department issued another secret opinion, one most lawmakers did not know existed, current and former officials say. The Justice Department document declared that none of the CIA interrogation methods violated that standard. Those legal opinions are still in effect, by the way. Americans should be ashamed that despite these revelations, the administration is more than ever shackled to its circular certainties. They should be ashamed that their president operates under secret laws of the executive's own creation, that he slanders existing laws and conventions with absolutely repulsive conduct, that American condemnations of human rights abuses abroad are no less a sham than Perino's assertion on Thursday that intelligence agencies work every day to make sure that they're keeping our country safe. The danger to this country isn't, proportionally speaking, those supposed terrorists. It isn't their interrogators either. It's the Justice Department turned apologists to a president and a vice president who behave like caudillos in a third world junta, and who, despite endless blunders and disclosures, the kind that usually bring down more civilized governments, flout on with the impunity of zealots. Shame won't begin to repair the damage to this diminished democracy these two men are causing. A truth commission, that other instrument of post-totalitarian societies, might. Thanks for listening.